Hehe, hehe. Hi Sadie, hi Kamaboko, hi Tassie. Welcome guys, hello. Hang on, I forgot to turn on the thingy. The atmospheric music. Hang on, it should be... Okay. Eh? Yeah, okay, I got it. Hello. Now, I know this isn't a usual stream, because like, y'all are probably like, Oppo, what the fuck? Hi Kamaboko. Yeah, welcome guys. It is my first time doing a ASMR-esque stream. I will do my best. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, I don't remember if it was for my... Oh shit, Popana fuck us up. Hi Nguyen. Perhaps. Maybe you won't be able to get some sleep. I tried to, I was debating if I should do it right now, like start stream right now, or if I should do it like a little later. Uh, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, it's right now. I was gonna wait until like maybe one more hour, but I ended up just doing it this time. But yeah, if y'all don't know, again, I'm still a baby ASMR person, and this is the first time I do it on stream, so I'm not entirely confident in how this is gonna go. But uh, it was a I don't remember if it was a anniversary goal from last year or if it was a birthday goal from last year. I think it may have been birthday, pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But there was a goal where I would do a creepypasta reading ASMR stream. Now, again, I am still very much a baby ASMR person. I do not know if I'm doing this correctly. I do not know if this will sound good or not. I do not know how this is gonna go. But, that being said, I hope you guys enjoy it regardless. I know that this is not like a typical stream. I don't really do ASMR streams. This is my first time. Oh, dude, I'm so nervous. I'm just rambling. I know I keep repeating myself, but like, I'm just so nervous. I, cause like when I record ASMR videos, I'm just by myself. I can fuck up as much as I want. Um, I can read things and, reread them, make sure that I read them correctly, and hope that it all goes well, right? If anything goes wrong, then I can just re record it, you know? But I don't have the luxury of that right now. So I'm a little. Eh. You guys are basically like. Oh, it's like someone's watching me record the ASMR videos that I do. It's very. It's a weird feeling. Um, but yeah. Hi Zero. How are you today? I hope your day is going very well. How was work? I'm pretty sure you're out of work right now. Or maybe you're at the end of your job. And you're wondering, why the fuck is Opal? Am I reading this right? What part are you questioning right now, Zero? What part? Am I reading this right? I don't know. Everything? The wings. Hi, Gremlin. How are you? Yeah, I have very nice wings. And hello, hello. Welcome. It is and yes, Zero, it is the first ASMR stream. There is somebody behind you currently, and it's gonna be the creepy pasta. Gremlin, thank you for becoming a gem. Welcome, welcome. Back in the back rooms. Hi, Rooks. How are you? Hi, Ritzy. How are you? Welcome in, guys. if at any time you guys have a creepypasta that you want me to read, um, yeah, just let me know. I'll check it out. I'll like skim over it to see if uh I'm able to do it, if I have the confidence to do it. And it gotta be creepy, dude. It gotta be scurry. Um, that's the criteria. Also, like, not like a lot of conversation. Cause the one behind you is my shadow eating pasta. Indeed, it is arrabbiata pasta. It could also be spaghetti, but most likely arrabbiata. Um, if it's Alfredo, I guess. uh, but I didn't know what kind of well, not ASMR. I didn't know what kind of creepy pastas like everyone would be interested in. So I found a few. The gas chamber one. If you have a link to it, and what's that one about? I have a few that I found, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to recommend some as well, because it's always interesting to find um, other creepy pastas that I'm not aware of. I was trying to avoid like the more like big ones, like Ben Drowned, like to answer your question, I just got home. Okaeri, otsukare. I hope work wasn't very stressful, Zero. I'm sorry I wasn't there to distract you from work. But welcome. Welcome to this. Yeah, I was trying to avoid like the more well-known ones cuz I like to find like more like niche or like kind of like underdog. I like a good underdog story. Like like hidden gems, if you will. There you go. That's what it is. Hidden gems. I like that cuz all of you guys are my gems. I like to find hidden gems anywhere and anything. So that's probably why I try to find lesser known ones. I think it was a good thing because this would have been too relaxing. I'm so sorry. That is true. Well, I don't know if it would be or not. Um, is it? I'm not femme, gem. Damn this autocorrect. It do be, it's okay, Ritzy. That autocorrect. That autocorrect to be getting you lately though. ASMR while I'm cooking. I don't know how that goes. Damn, that's wild. I will say, like, I don't think I've listened to ASMR while I cook. I listen to like true crime podcasts while I cook. And then I've had family I'd be cutting chicken and then I've had family be like, "Oh, but what the fuck are you listening to?" Cuz like they'll be talking about, like really bad stuff and then I'm just casually cooking like boil or veggies and stuff. And then my family thinks I'm a psychopath. But I don't think so. I think I'm normal. Well, as normal as one can be, I guess. It's been done. Oh, thank you. Ritzy. Ritzy, can you go over the link the little story that Zero sent? I'm assuming you put it in the Discord, right? Yes, alright, bet. Alright, Ritzy, uh, can you go over, like, the little link? And then I'll read the first one that I found. This one's really short, just so, like, we can get, like, a good vibe. Well, it's not gonna be a good vibe because it's a creepy pasta, but to get a vibe of, like, what I'm gonna attempt to do and how I'm gonna try to do things here. Hi Shady, how are you? I hope your day's been well. Feeling better? Yeah, I didn't have a fever or anything. I was feeling a bit sick last night. Um, but I felt good today. I had good soup. Uh, so I'm good. I'm feeling very, very good. Happy you feeling better? Yeah, thank you, thank you. I was preparing for this stream. I was trying to find like good little ambient noises. I don't know if you can hear it very well, but it's like ambient noises. I was like the background. I was trying to get everything all set up for today. Uh, but yeah. Oh, thank you for the head pets. Hi, honey. I love you, honey. That's honey, guys. Best mod, best friend, wonderful person, best witch in the woods. Alright. Okay, the first creepypasta that we'll be going over today is Come Resurrection. Uh, if you guys want a link to. Oh, hang on. I'll be putting the links in chat for those of you who want to follow along. So give me just a second. For those of you who want to read along with me, y'all can. If I do misread things, though, be very patient with me because I struggle with reading. As those of you who've been in my community for a while know, even yesterday, if you came to yesterday's stream, you know that I struggle with reading. But yeah, please be patient with that, and I will get started. Be gone, bots. This is not your time to shine. Just this creepy pasta called, I already forgot what your name, Come Resurrection. Hello, beautiful. If you read this, please listen to my confession. You probably don't know me, but I've known you for a very long time. And I don't know if I should say this yet, but I love you. I do. I love you. I do. I really do. I love you so much that I built your entire world for you, so you may live on and on and on. I built it just after I met you. You were so beautiful, lying there, with your dreamy eyes tenderly shut, your near translucent skin, which seemed to be growing paler and paler by the second. The way your limbs were twisted, delicately mangled at the joints to form such an unearthly vision of vulnerability. Oh, that must have been such a long fall. Not only did the building possess incredible height, but I know how the most glorious of angels must fall the furthest. Oh, my angel, my contorted angel on the pavement. Your soft flesh had been scraped away in just the right places, revealing your inner body's artistic formation. No one could ever appreciate such a sight but I. No one but I could ever admire the curvature of your neck, bent a perfect 90 degrees to the right, and twisted around twice, and only twice. As soon as I saw you there, I just had to reach out and touch you. I shivered in anticipation as I traced my fingers down your body, right to where it was already beginning to split. It stunned me with excitement, making me wonder at every second whether you'd burst apart. When I carried you, I was ever so careful, making sure I didn't damage what was left of your body. Some fragments of your skull fell out of the way, but I was quick to push them back in. Don't worry, you were still in one piece when I brought you home. I brought you to lay on my bed, shattered arms crossed over your chest. You look just like the pretty corpses in old fairy tales. even more so when I dressed you in my mother's wedding gown. I took out my spellbook, ready to resurrect you. But no, the time wasn't right. I was afraid I would frighten you away. So I created your afterlife, one just like the world you knew. Then I could keep loving you, you and your wounds, for what could be eternity. But I think you're ready to be revived now. Gaze upon the blackened eyes of me, your savior, from below. You will live again, with love and beauty that will never die, as your wounds will always be fresh, and your bones just as mangled as they were when I met you. You'll be able to feel my touch for the first time, our fluids mingling together, your cold blood. Don't worry, my love. I'll be just as gentle as I've always been. That was the first one. I feel so bad for the people who are just joining in, though. They would be very confused. I feel so awkward. Whatchamacallit? As you'll know, as some of you may not know, am starting to do ASMR videos. Hi Leek, did you eat today? Hope you did. I'm gonna get you if you didn't. Goro. You did? Good. Good. I feel so awkward. Cause like I mentioned, I do ASMR videos on my YouTube. So it's a little weird to do this live with other people listening to me. Take your time, you're doing great. I'm very Whitey, exclamation Whitey. I shortened it. Should I change it to YouTube? There you go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Gotcha. Yeah. I shortened it so people can do that. Yeah. But yeah, if y'all don't know, I'm starting to do ASMR videos. I have art coming out for I have 2 videos that I recorded and edited already, but I'm still waiting on the art for both of those videos. But they're both being worked on right now, so I should hopefully get them in a few weeks and then publish them. But I'm also recording a few more others, so there's those as well. So yeah, I'm trying to do more and get more practice in and stuff. So yay! I hope it all works out, and I hope you guys enjoy them when they come out. Yes, I'm nervous. Alright. Let me get, hang on, let me find the one that Zero told me. Let me get that one real quick. Yoink. Oh, it's on Reddit, okay. Oh, the Russian sleep experiment. Okay. This one. No? What do you mean no? Hang on. You don't like the Russian sleep experiment? It's not for Twitch. Oh, is that what you mean? It's too graphic, I fear. Oh yeah, no worries. Hi DJ, how are you? Welcome to Scuff. Welcome to... I don't know. Welcome to weirdness. Too much detail for stream, so sadly. Oh, that's fine. I'm tired. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Outlast is too graphic, and yet here we are. I'm gonna go on the words of my mods. I trust their judgment. Although I will say, there is one that I wanted to do that... Yeah, there is one that's somewhat... somewhat... eh? Being leak review approval stamp. Sticker stamp. Alright. Hang on, let me give you guys this one too. It's called Gateway of the Mind. I really like this creepypasta though. Like it's it's short, but I don't know. I like the creepy aspect of this one. It like, I don't know. It's short, but it does the job, you know, when it comes to creepypastas. Gateway of the Mind. Alright. In 1983, a team of deeply pious scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. The scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. They believed that the five senses clouded our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. To purge him of all his senses, the scientists performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connection to the brain was surgically severed. Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. With no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world, he was alone with his thoughts. Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about his state of mind and jumbled, slurred sentences that he couldn't even hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushed, unintelligible voices in his head. Assuming it was an onset of psychosis, kind of funny because we'll be reading that later as well, the scientists paid little attention to the man's concerns. 2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking to him, and even more, he could communicate back. The scientists were intrigued, but were not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists. He repeated personal information to the scientists that only their dead spouses and parents would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of scientists left the study. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming. In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response. He begged the scientist for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for 3 days, until he started having severe night terrors. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and hear the deceased in his dreams. Only a day later, the subject began to scream and claw at his non-functional eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. The hysterical subject now said the voices of the dead were deafening and hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. At one point, he yelled, "No heaven, no forgiveness." For 5 hours straight, he continually begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was too close to establish contact with God. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table so he could not off himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggle and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops silently streaked across his face. For 2 weeks, the subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head and, despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with the scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and he has abandoned us." And his vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death. Honey, send the one. Hi, Ichigo. Horror Stories ASMR, yeah. Welcome, Ichigo. I hope your day is well. Hi, Lumi, how are you? I hope your day is going well as well, Lumi. Hello. Yeah, for those of y'all coming in, it's Creepypasta ASMR reading time. If you have a creepypasta that you would like to recommend me to read on stream, there is a channel in the server where you can put the link there, and our wonderful mod team will go over them to see if we're able to read them on stream. But yeah, welcome in, guys. It's nap time, so comfy stream time. I hope that you are able to sleep with creepypastas being read. I hope you're able to do that. But yeah, I know not everyone is able to. I know I am, but I'm weird. I don't know. I know some people can't. Hang on, let me drink water real quick. Man, I hope that the mic doesn't pick it up. But like when I swallow, like when I have like a buildup of like saliva in my mouth, I hope the mic doesn't pick that up, because that'd be very awkward. And if it does pick it up, I will mute every single time that I do that. Anytime I have like an excess, I'm gonna mute that shit right now. But yeah. It didn't? Yeah, because I muted the mic then. I meant like when I'm reading the stories. Because I did it a few times while I was reading. So like, I hope that it's not being picked up. this one. Hang on. Let me see if honey. Alright. Okay. I don't know if honey is here. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh, they did put it. I'm just dummy. Hang on. Yoink. Yoink. Oh, is there a part 2? It says part 1. Is there a part 2 to it? Okay, this is the one that Honey sent in. It's called I'm Snowed In Part 1. I do not know if there's a part 2, but if there isn't, cliffhangers. It's in the Discord server if you guys want to follow along with it. Or, hang on, do I still have it? Reddit. Okay, there you go. There you guys go. If y'all want to follow along, yeah, good. Hello, Brimo Blade, how are you? Welcome. And maybe I should put in the title, like, what I'm doing instead of, like, there's something behind you. Hang on. Good, how are you? I'm also doing good. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Just doing some creepypasta reading. Irma! Thank you for becoming a gem. Welcome. And let me change the title so people know what to expect when they come in here. So no one is like, what the absolute hell am I listening to? Hang on, let me change the title real quick. Alright, there we go. That should be. Oh, Brimo, thank you for the self-care. Yeah, I'm gonna drink so much water. I have like I have 2 water bottles like next to me. Welcome back, Ritzy. You're in time. This is the one that Honey had put in the thing. It's called I'm Snowed In, Part 1. 2 nights ago, my town got hit by one of the worst snowstorms in recent history. We're situated in the foothills of the oh, I can't read that word. Aleutians? Pancake, Brimo, thank you so much for head pets. Hi, Pancake, how are you, my wife? I can't read that word. Aleutians? So even though it's early spring, this kind of freak storm is still largely possible. Well, in the main village got about 4 feet of snow. The houses further up the hills, like mine, got almost 5. My wife and I, despite our best preparation efforts, lost power. I had a generator prepared, but I couldn't get some kind of housing built for it before the snow started. Luckily, we have a wood stove, or we might have frozen. I spent all of yesterday digging out our front porch so I could get out and hike into town for some supplies. By the time I was finished, about 5 in the evening, My shovel had broken and the sun was beginning to set. We had a small dinner and went to bed early since we didn't really have anything to do. Last night was rough. There was something about the chilling silence of a power outage that's made worse with the snow. We have a bright porch light, and there's some lights on some of the telephone poles lining our road, but without these burning, there was nothing to keep the wildlife at bay in the woods lining our house. I could hear them as they made their way through our yard. First some elk and a pack of young coyotes. There was one sound I didn't recognize. The animal's movements sounded like a bear, slow, crunching footsteps, but it didn't make a recognizable sound. The slow, huffing breath of a bear was replaced with a hoarse rasping that almost had a vocal tinge to it. I got up and went to the window, but it had already lumbered off somewhere, and I couldn't see it. This morning, I threw on some snowshoes and tied a bit of rope to a pallet that was left over from the chicken coop we built last spring. The walk in the main village is usually about 20 minutes, but with the snow, it was closer to an hour. However, when I made it to the main road in town, I noticed something was off. What should have been a clear street filled with people shoveling driveways and sidewalks was instead just filled with snow as my driveway. There were maybe 10 people outside of their houses. They were all huddled around something I couldn't quite see. As I got closer, it became clear that something was a snowplow. It was tipped, partially on its side, completely lifeless. The men I had seen were working in shifts to clear the road and had slid off of so that it might be set right again. Given the progress they'd already made, I didn't have much hope that our road would be cleared for another couple of days. There were only 2 buildings cleared enough for entry, and those were the hospital and the grocery store. Going into the grocery store, I bought the small list of items I'd compiled that morning, as well as a sandwich for lunch, since it was well past noon already and I was unnaturally hungry. There's a little cafe area off to the side with some tables, so I sat down there to eat. My wife and I had the foresight to charge our phones before the outage, and she had called me while I was eating. I answered, but before I could even get a word in, she was shakingly blurting out nonsense a mile a minute. "Honey, slow down," I said. "I can't understand you." "There's something on the porch," she sobbed. It's clawing at the door. I think it got one of the chickens. There's..." She choked on her words. There's blood on the window. I'm scared. It won't go away. "Calm down," I said, in my most reassuring voice. We've only been married for about a year, but I can tell when she's on the verge of a panic attack and when I need to intervene. "What's on the porch?" I thought it was a bear," she breathed. "Should have been a bear. I wish it was a bear." "What is it?" She choked on a sob again, audibly weeping. "I don't know," she admitted shakingly. "It's so tall and thin. I don't see much of it." It didn't sound like anything that would be in rural Alaska, aside from a sick prankster with too much time on his hands. "Did you hear anything?" I asked her. "Breathing. Terrible rasping. Worse breathing." My mind went back to the creature from last night, or whatever I heard. I sat in silence for a couple of moments, trying to collect my thoughts while listening to my wife quietly crying on the other end. "Hide upstairs in the bedroom," I said. "Lock the door. I'll be home as soon as I can." "Where do you think I am?" She managed a weak laugh. That was good. At least she wasn't paralyzed from fear and harm's way. After reassuring her some more, I left the grocery store and began my trek back home. It was almost 2 p.m. at this point, and the sun was beginning to set. Days are significantly shorter in Alaska in winter than when they are in other parts of the state, and I only had about an hour of daylight to work with. I retraced my footsteps. Ooh. Thank you, Ritz. I retraced my footsteps from earlier that day. But as I ascended the hill to our house, I couldn't shake this feeling of a presence. Not like I was being watched, which almost made it more frightening. Whatever was in the woods lining the roads, it didn't find me important enough to give me any attention. 100 yards from my house, I heard a loud snap, like the break of a branch coming from somewhere behind me. With the sky rapidly darkening, my nerves already on high alert, I didn't even bother turning around, somehow finding a new surge of adrenaline. I clumsily sprinted the final distance. She was right about the blood. The creature had smeared it all over our kitchen window, and I could make out a massive 4-clawed handprint of some sort. What really stood out to me was which chicken had been killed. One of our youngest hens lay on the porch dead. We own a rooster. He should have sacrificed his life to protect the hens, but he didn't for some reason. When I ventured over to the coop to check on the rest, I found them all huddled in the furthest possible corner, pressing their bodies as close as possible to the back wall. None of them were making any noise. After some unconvincing reassurance that the creature was gone, I managed to coax my wife out of the bedroom, clinging to me like a scared toddler. She's always been somewhat timid, but this was a new level of fear I hadn't seen in her before. Whatever that creature was had made a lasting impression on her. It's dark out now. My phone's running low on battery, but I need answers. There's no wildlife matching the description my wife gave me anywhere in this state, let alone our small village. I can't imagine it would be anything other than a twisted prank. My mind goes back to that horrible, inhuman breathing. The snow's starting to fall again. I can hear the animals approaching the house again. The chickens haven't made a sound. You know, I don't see a part 2, so I think that one's just gonna be that one. Wait, Zero, you couldn't see that, right? What just happened there? They didn't survive to make part 2? That's a good point, yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. See what? I mean, if you didn't see that, that's fine. That's good, actually. Hi, Bacon. How are you? Welcome in, bacon. Getting hot, I hate it. I want cold back. Oh, I feel that. It has been very, there's been really nice weather here though. Not hot yet, but I am dreading the summer. I don't like the summer. I don't go out. You won't, I don't like the sun. It's cause like I run hot, so I get hot really easily. So like me and the summer do not get along. 77 already? Jesus. Can we have like can we just stay in like the nice temperature? Can it like not get higher than that? That'd be great. Uh I prefer the fall though because 69 degrees? Yeah, 69 would be nice. 64 all year round? Yeah, that sounds good too. That hot resistance, I do not. I'm horrible with heat. Like, I remember one time it was like my friend's birthday, and we had gone out to eat, and like, I, we had to like wait outside to go eat because there was a wait. And by the time we were able to sit down, like at a table, I had gotten heat exhaustion, and like the smell of food was like made me nauseous, and I had to go home. Like I was feeling very sick. We had been outside for like I think an hour, but yeah, like I don't do well with heat, especially because we were just sitting down doing anything. Maybe if I was walking around, it wouldn't have been so bad, but yeah. No, you want Greenland weather? Green Greenland. Well, that is true. They switched them over, right? Like Greenland and Iceland. Iceland is the one that's green and Greenland is the one that's ice. For some reason they did that. Heat is only nice when you're at a pool. It is. Oh, dude, I love swimming. Contrary to the name, Iceland doesn't have ice. The classic bait and switch. Yeah, so people think they're going one way, they're gonna get one thing, they get jebaited. That's what happens. I think that's the funniest debate like ever. Like completely. Oh man, I don't know if I think I would want to go to Greenland. I want to see all the ice. I want to go to New Zealand. I heard that the glaciers there are really pretty and there's a bunch of sheep. I want to see the sheep. I was there last July, and the hottest I got was 64. Dude, that sounds very nice. That sounds really nice. Man, and then this in July too? Like, that's just like midsummer. That's like right smack in the middle of summer. So that sounds very lovely. Adds to the bucket list. Yeah. How are you guys liking the tamales? How are you guys liking not the tamales? How are you guys liking the creepypastas? At least partly cloudy. That means like you don't really get a lot of sun heating you up then. I like my pasta creepy. Oh my god, did you guys have like that in school? Like I don't know if it was like in just in my school, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't just mine. But like, you know, it was Halloween and they'd have like instead of like they'd have like scary spaghetti, but it was just regular spaghetti. Oh man, they should have just named it like creepy pasta. That'd be pretty funny. But then again, they probably couldn't because is it like copyrighted that term creepy pasta? I'm not sure. I'm blonde and 6'4" and pale, so I blend in. Yeah, that checks out. Scary spaghetti with blood sauce. Yeah, that's what it was in school during like Halloween time. I think that was really funny. I'm like, but this is just regular spaghetti. And it's like, no, it's special. It's scary spaghetti with blood sauce. No, it's pretty funny. I wish they would have done something, like add something to make it scary. Like maybe like add dye into the sauce or something. I don't know. It would have been funny. Missed opportunities. Mm, eyeballs? No, no. Instead of meatballs, use fish eyes. No, that's gross. Have you had fish eyes? Those are. Oh, I can't. Like, oh. That's like. I can't. Even like when I eat fish, yeah, I can't. Like even when I eat fish and stuff like that, I love seafood. Y'all know this. I love seafood. I cannot look at a fish like when I'm eating whole fish. I cannot look at like the eyeballs. I can't touch it. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't look at me. uh, no, but I've had fermented Greenland shark. I have not had shark, and I don't think I'd want to eat it. Fermented shark is something. Yeah, like I haven't had shark. I haven't had whale. I have not had horse, guinea pig. You know, like the more exotic meat, like kangaroo. Wait, actually, did I have kangaroo meat? It was like a jerky that I had. I think one of them was kangaroo. Sushi bar time, dude. I just have regular sushi. Yeah, you know, ain't nothing wrong with it. We don't have to get fancy with it. All right, this is the creepypasta that Zero sent in. Um, it's called "We Need to Talk About Blue." Foster's Home for Imagination. Oh yeah, it is blue. Okay, it's blue. Oh my god, what about blue? We good? Okay, thank you, Ritz. All right, this is from Zero. We need to talk about blue. All right. Most people remember Foster's Home Imaginary Friends for being an upbeat cartoon that exemplified childhood creativity. What very few of them realize is that the entire show is based on a fabrication, a childhood that was never meant to be. The original Mac was an incredibly lonely child who had to deal with the sudden divorce of his parents. With an abusive older brother, an absent dad, and a workaholic mom, Mac didn't have anyone to turn to. It was only natural he ended up making an imaginary friend, a friend named Blue. This is where Mac's life diverges from the one you know. Blue was imaginary in the truest sense of the word. He could only be seen and heard by Mac. His mom, let's call her Lauren, didn't think much of it when she saw Mac talking to himself. It was normal for kids his age to have imaginary friends after all. She did homework. Wait, no, she did not do homework. She did, however, think it was strange when Max still played with Blue after he had turned 8. She tried to gently explain to Mac that Blue was just a figment of his mind, but Mac went hysterical as a result. He swore up and down that Blue was a real person who was always by his side, and even cried when his mom wouldn't believe him. She had to eventually drop the subject. Lauren resigned herself to the fact that Mac was possibly developing slower than other children, and that bringing up the subject would only bring unnecessary stress. She told herself that Mac would grow out of this phase within due time. That was, until the incidents started happening. One day, before Mac returned home from school, Lauren banged her toe against the desk and cursed under her breath. When Mac finally returned, he ran up to her and said, with childish glee, that Blue told him she had said a bad word. He even described her toe hitting the desk. Lauren froze when she heard this. How could Mac have known something he wasn't a witness to? She told herself that Mac was just playing a weird joke on her, and through some stroke of luck made a story that lined up with what happened. It sounded contrived, but it was the only way she could make sense of it. That was far from the only weird thing to happen in their home. Items would suddenly go missing and pop up in random places. She at first blamed it on Terrence, since he was a perpetual troublemaker, but the incidents still persisted even when he wasn't home. Sometimes she'd even hear the kitchen stool screech and find it where the misplaced items used to be. Lauren could even swear there were times it felt like someone was watching her, even when she was home alone. The final straw happened when Mac was late coming home one day. It was a considerable amount of time past his usual arrival, but he was a no-show. This naturally got Lauren anxious, so she drove to the school to see if Mac was still there. When the teacher told her that Mac had already left, her anxiety only grew. She went around driving around the neighborhood, carefully scanning the area for her son. She combed through the area for half an hour, and yet her son was nowhere to be found. Lauren was about to call 911 to report him missing until she heard a faint ping of his voice. She cocked her head to the left to see a decrepit mansion that looked like it had been burned down in the past. Lauren gasped as she caught a brief image of Mac running past one of the upstairs windows. Her heart pulsed like an alarm bell. Her legs took off running faster than her brain could process. She slammed open the decrepit doors and screamed out for her dear son. Mac? Mac! Please come out! The words came out more like a cough due to the heavy layer of dust in the air. Lauren wondered why in the hell would Mac be in the dreary place like this of all locations. She stomped up the rotting stairs and took off in the direction she saw Mac. The mansion held dozens upon dozens of different rooms, making the search for her son incredibly vexing. Each door she opened only revealed to Lauren rooms full of discarded toys and furniture, with an undeterred resolve only a worried mother could have. Lauren pressed onward until she saw him. She finally found her son Mac, at the bottom of a large hole in the floor, lying motionless on the ground. Oh God, no! Mac! Lauren screamed with so much intensity she was sure the entire neighborhood heard her. Dialing for an ambulance in one hand, she marched back down the first floor to save Mac. Mac awoke a few hours later at the hospital, much to the relief of Lauren, who had been crying nonstop since his fall. The doctor said that his injuries weren't too serious and would heal up within 2 weeks. When asked why he was there in the first place, Mac said he was playing with Blue and all the other imaginary friends. It was then that Lauren realized her son wasn't just mentally delayed. There was something fundamentally wrong with him. She wanted to scream at Mac that he could have lost his life over a stupid game of pretend. But the head doctor held her back. I thought it was like head doctor, like a psychologist. I don't know. My bad. He was well familiar with cases like this and knew of an institute that could give Mac the help he desperately needed. Lauren was recommended to go to Madame Foster's home for wayward children. It was a mental health facility specially designed to deal with kids who had Mac's unique condition. With no other options, Lauren scheduled to visit there as soon as Mac was fully healed. Lauren was greeted by a red-headed nurse when she admitted Mac in. Her name was Frankie. She was the granddaughter of the faculty's founder. She got along well with Mac, helping him adjust to his new surroundings. Oh, I lost my... and performing mental health exercises. Lauren was astonished at how normal Mac was around Frankie. He didn't talk about Blue as often and seemed more grounded in reality. Frankie explained to her that Max suffered from Tulpa syndrome. It was a common disorder among children who come from troubled homes. They would create imaginary friends to help deal with their stress and form intense bonds with them. What made these friends unique was that they were metaphysical beings, meaning that they could have a tangible effect on the world, even though they could only be seen by children with the disease. A child's imagination is incredibly powerful, and their tulpa is no different. It's been noted that tulpas have their own free will and have a tendency to get violent if they feel their owner is in danger. Within Madame Foster's facility, the children can slowly move past their trauma and become less dependent on their imaginary friends, weakening their power until they reverted back to nothing. It was too much for Lauren to even begin to comprehend. Her son had somehow spawned an otherworldly creature into existence through imagination alone? She wanted to laugh in Frankie's face, but her mind wandered back to all those strange events that happened at home. Oh my god. Oh my. I don't know why the audio is so crunchy. Oh, there it is. Ow, indeed. Cues! Hi, Cues. You broke the audio, Cues. Thank you for the self-care, Cues. How was your stream? I hope you had a good stream. Hope you got a good stream. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Oprah and I'm a half demon, half angel. Awkward V2 real life me. Welcome, welcome. Oh my god, Asmo. Oh my god, hello. Chaotic, hello. Welcome in, guys. Hello, hello. Sorry for the creepy atmosphere. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why the audio was crunchy. I don't know qué pasó there. That was funny. That was very unfortunate. Maybe it's all the audio shit that I've been doing. Oh, thank you for headpads, Asmo. Hang on, let me drink the water before I forget. What'd you get up to today, Kels? What'd you do? Minecraft. All that water went down the wrong pipe. Ah. Hang on. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Owie. Owie. Oh, I drank that water the wrong way. Oh. Dying, let's go. No. Oh my god, you okay? Yeah, I was trying to drink the water quietly and not like into the mic. And by doing that, I almost fucking died. I was like holding the water. Owie. Ow, my chest hurts. I feel like I was drowning, like genuinely. Owie. That's on me. I don't know how to drink water. Oh, thank you for Headpad Zero. But yeah, Q's, welcome. We're doing a ASMR stream. Want to take a small breather? Yeah, cause my chest hurts. like right like where the neck meets your chest, like the little collarbone area ish. Like that hurts me right now. Why did I do that? Why didn't I drink water normally? Get them lungs refilled of oxygen. Yeah, get away water. Just fucking drowning myself, dude. Oh yeah. Okay, now. Anyways, aside from my failure of my inability of drinking water, listen, man, I tried. I tried. Thank you for the oxygen tank of copium. I need that. Oh, you know what's funny? Cause I'm using Shoost. I don't know if you guys know what Shoost is, but it makes it very atmospheric, like all these little effects. Wow. Uh, that's why my gem is kind of like, it looks like it's corrupt. Oh, As Asriel, thank you for becoming a gem. Welcome, welcome. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Gotta lubricate those lungs, yeah, but not with water. Welcome, welcome. Dude, this is like Zero, the one that you sent is kind of like a whatchamacallit? Like a theory, right? Like like a creepypasta, like a theory for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Like, have you heard the Rugrats theory? Then with what should say? With what? With who? Wait, what? Then for what? Then with what? I'm confusion. I'm just as lost as you. Why would you lubricate your lungs to begin with? Are you not supposed to? I mean, aren't your lungs already lubricated? Cause like they have I don't know. I don't know what your lungs have. I go rest, but will lyric. Alright, Q's. Good night. Thank you so much for the raid. Have rest. Get rest. Have good sleeps. I hope none of the monsters that I'm reading about today get you. Like I have a monster. That's a story about a monster in the next one after we finish with this one. Love monsters. Pog. Yeah, Pog. Yeah, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna read a story about a monster after this one about Blue. My body fluids, yes, yeah, that's why. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Oh, oh, here it is. She never could explain why items would go missing, and how Max somehow had knowledge of what she did while home alone. And then there was the matter of the abandoned mansion. She asked Frankie what about the mansion drew Mac to it, and her answer made Lauren's blood chill. I cannot read that sentence for some reason. The mansion used to belong to a wealthy family of many children. The family would often invite other kids to play in their mansion and host several parties throughout the year. All that fun would come to an end when a flame broke out, tragically ending the lives of almost everyone inside. There was one survivor, a girl, whose name was withheld from the media due to her age. She told reporters that her imaginary friend felt like she had abandoned it for her human friends, so she set the place ablaze to get her attention. Ever since then, that mansion has been a hotspot of children with Tulpa syndrome. It was like there was a magnetic force compelling them to visit it. Frankie theorized that the friends' lingering feelings of abandonment drew like-minded kids to the property. Hearing it all laid out like that made Lauren question her parenting. Being a single mother, she devoted herself to her job nearly 24/7 to provide for her two boys. Her family was financially afloat, but at what cost? Mac often begged her to spend more time with him, and she always brushed him off by reminding him how important it was for her to keep a roof over their heads. There was also the matter of Terrence, who had grown into a complete delinquent due to a lack of supervision. The guilt grappling her heart was immense. Mac was all alone and felt the need to create someone to keep him company. She couldn't help but blame herself for Mac's condition. Lauren knew she had to be there for him. Lauren spent every day she could visiting Mac at Madame Foster's and watch his progress. The road forward was tumultuous at first, but with perseverance and the support of everyone in the facility, Mac was on the path to recovery. He could go for long periods of time without mentioning Blue and seemed to grasp the idea that he was just imaginary. Lauren eagerly awaited the day he could return to a normal life. One day, she was making her way outside. Lauren felt something trip her and sent her plummeting to the ground. She rubbed her head groggily and picked up a piece of paper placed by her feet. What read it made her heart sink. Mac doesn't belong to you. Stop trying to take him away from me before you end up like the others. Oh shit, Blue. Moral of the story, guys. Don't make imaginary friends. They'll be out to kill you, I guess. Yeah, don't have imaginary friends. Moral of the story. They'll try to murk you. They'll push you down the stairs. They'll play pranks on you. They'll laugh at your mama, and then you don't want them to laugh at your mama. I don't want them to laugh at my mama. My mom's great. Throw hands at them. Very interesting theory. I like that. Well, it's not a theory. Well, I mean, it kind of. It's like a theory mixed with a creepypasta, which very nice. I like those. Like the Rugrats theory. I love it. It's very nice, very like possible, you know? Very, very nice. My imaginary friends never did anything to me. We still hang out sometimes. Yeah, Nguyen. Yeah. Yeah. As long as long as they're not doing what Blue did in that story, then yeah. Should be okay. Speaking of like imaginary friends and stuff and monsters, here's a short creepypasta that I found about a monster called Ikbar. But I'm gonna butcher so many names, man. Like, here's the creepypasta if you guys want to read along. For real though, I've had auditory hallucinations, and that's crazy. I don't think I've had any hallucinations. But just like the thought of it's kind of like it scares me a bit. Like hearing things and being so convinced that you heard it. I mean, I think everyone's gone through that though. Like they'll hear someone calling their name, and it's like no one's there, or everyone's looking at you like no one called your name, and you're just like, I could have sworn I heard it. But like, what if you hear other things aside from just your name, you know? And everyone's like, that never happened, or I didn't hear that. It's like, ugh. Its voices when I'm alone made me jump out of bed once. I can't, no. I turn around and then I see the horror of the tax department after me. I think like the creepiest thing that like in recent memory that's happened to me is like maybe I should, I don't know. It's like it was like the and this is just kind of like it's like not like really hallucination or anything like that, or it might have been, I'm not sure, but it was like my first year of streaming. Hi Mayu, how are you? Welcome in. I want to say it's like my first year of streaming. I was house sitting and I was vibing with Leek and Bun in a VC. And it was like 3 a.m. and like I heard a knock at the door at 3 a.m. and I was home alone. Like no one was here. And I just hear a knock at the door at 3 a.m. and I was like, ooh. I like panicked so hard. I didn't even want to peek out. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, I just went full panic mode. To this day, I don't know if I actually heard knocking or if I just hallucinated it. I'm not sure. I could have sworn, though, I heard it really clearly. But yeah, like that was probably like the creepiest thing to memory. But yeah, I hope none of you guys come across this monster though. Like this monster sounds very scary. Like I would not. Ikbar. I can't pronounce the last name. Beigelstein? Bigel? Can't. I can't pronounce these things. Alright. I already sent it in the chat if you guys want to read along. But yeah, let's get started. When I was a small child, I was terrified of the dark. I still am, but back when I was around 6 years old, I couldn't go a full night without crying out for one of my parents to search beneath my bed or in my closet for whatever monster I thought was waiting to eat me. Even with a nightlight, I would still see dark shapes moving around the corners of the room, or strange faces looking in on me from my bedroom window. My parents would do their best to console me, telling me that it was just a bad dream or a trick of the light. But in my young mind, I was positive that the second I fell asleep, bad things would get me. Most of the time, I would just hide under the blankets until I became tired enough to stop worrying. But every now and then, I would become so panicked that I would run screaming into my parents' room, waking up my brother and sister in the process. After an ordeal like that, there would be no way anyone would be getting a full night's rest. Eventually, hi Flamenco, Q's Raid, Puggy, welcome in, welcome in. Flamenco, thank you for becoming a gem, welcome, welcome. I am reading Creepypasta stories. Yeah. If you don't like, if it's like late for you and you want to go to sleep soon, and you're like, I can't handle that. Yeah. You know, if I wasn't reading these, I would not be able to, like, if I wasn't the one reading this and I was hearing someone else, I probably couldn't go to bed. I'd have so much paranoia. I probably will have paranoia when I go to bed later. I'll be like, oh my god, what if that one pops out at me? I don't know. I'd be scared. But yeah, sit back and enjoy the creepypastas. I'll be lurking if I can't handle the story. I won't leave you. Aw, thank you, thank you. Enjoy your stay though. Thank you, thank you. Eventually, after one particularly traumatizing night, my parents had had enough. Unfortunately for them, they understood the I can't read, I'm so sorry. Futility in arguing with a 6-year-old. I knew that they would be unable to convince me to rid myself of childish fears through reason and logic. They had to be clever. It was my mother's idea to stitch together my little bedtime friend. She collected a large assortment of random pieces of fabric and her sewing machine and created what I would later refer to as Mr. Ikbar Bickelstein. I'm so sorry if that's not how you pronounce it. Or Ick for short. Ick was a sock monster, as my mother called him. He was made to keep me safe while I slept at night by scaring away all the other monsters. Scaring away all the other monsters. I forgot that some creepypastas are like this. He was pretty damn creepy, I had to admit. Honestly, looking back on it all now, I'm still impressed that my mom could think of something so strange and disturbing looking. Ikbar had the stitching together look of a Frankenstein gremlin with big white buttons and floppy cat ears. His little arms and legs were made from a pair of my sister's black and white striped socks, and the half of his face that was green was made from one of my brother's tall football socks. His head could have been described as bulbous, and for his mouth, my mom attached a piece of white fabric and sewed in a zigzag pattern to shape a wide grin of sharp teeth. I loved him at once. That does not sound cute, I will say. From then on, Ick never left my side, so long as it was after dusk, of course. Ick didn't like the sun, and would get upset if I tried to bring him to school with me. But that was okay. I only needed him at night to keep away the boogeyman, which was what he was good at. So every night at bedtime, Ick would tell me where the monsters were hiding, and I would place him under the section of my room closest to the spookiness. If there was something in the closet, Ick would block the door. If there was a dark creature scratching at my window, Ick would be pressed up against the glass. If there was a big, hairy beast under my bed, then under the bed he went. Sometimes the monsters weren't even in my room. Sometimes they would hide in my dreams, and Ikbar would have to come with me into my nightmares. It was fun bringing Ick into my dream world, as he and I would spend hours fighting off ghouls and demons. The best part was, in my dreams, Ick could talk to me for real. "How much do you love me?" he would ask. "More than anything," I would always tell him. One night in a dream, after I had lost my first tooth, Ick asked me for a favor. "Can I have your tooth?" I asked him why. "To help me kill the bad things," he said. Hi, Wolfie. This is just what I needed. My ears are melting in a happy puddle. I could die in peace with Humble Creepypasta ASMR. Hi, Wolfie. Welcome in. Yeah, what a random Tuesday night, you know? On a random Tuesday night, I'm just here reading creepypastas for y'all. But yeah, don't let Ikbar get you though. The next morning at breakfast, my mom asked me where my tooth went. From what she told me, the tooth fairy didn't find it under my pillow. When I told her I gave it to Ikbar, she just shrugged and went back to feeding my little sister. From then on, every time I lost a tooth, I would give it to Ick. He would always thank me, of course, and tell me that he loved me. Eventually, though, I ran out of baby teeth, and I was beginning to get a little too old to still be playing with dolls. So Ick just sat there on my bookshelf collecting dust, slowly fading away from my attention. Over time, the nightmares, however, became worse than ever. So bad that they even began to follow me to the waking world, terrorizing every dark corner or rustle in the bushes. After one particularly bad night, biking home from a friend's house where I swore a pack of rabid dogs were chasing me, I got home to find something strange waiting for me in my room. There on my bed, standing fully upright in the soft glow of the moonlight from my window, was Ikbar. At first, I just thought my eyes were playing tricks on me again. They had been all evening, so I tried to flick on the lights. Another flick of the light switch, then another and another, with no change to the darkness. It was then that I started to get nervous. I backed away slowly towards the door behind me, my eyes never leaving the shape of Ick's silhouette, my hand awkwardly outstretched behind, reaching for the doorknob. I was just about to get my ass out of there when I heard the door slam itself shut, locking me into blackness. In nothing but shadows and silence, I stood frozen in place, not even breathing. For how long I can't say, but after what felt like a lifetime of cold fear, I heard the shrill, familiar voice. You stopped feeding me, so why should I protect you? Protect me from what? Let me show you. I blinked once, and everything changed. I wasn't in my bedroom anymore. I was somewhere else. It wasn't hell. The comparison wasn't far off. It was some sort of forest, a horrible, nightmarish place where partial, embryonic, oh god, fetuses hung from the canopy, and the ground swarmed with carnivorous insects. A thick fog wafted through the air, and with it the stench of rotting meat. While chartreuse lightning flashed across the night sky in the distance, I could hear the agonizing screams of something not quite human. My head throbbed like it was about to explode, the pain forcing out a river of tears. In my mind, I heard his voice again. This is what your reality would become without me. I felt earth-shaking footstep approaching fast. I'm the only one who can stop it. It was behind me now, huge and angry, hot breath across my back. Bring me what I need, and I will. I woke up before I could turn around. The following day, I raided my parents' closet for my baby brother's teeth, giving them all to Ikbar. Almost immediately, the night terror ceased, and I was more or less able to go on about my life as normal. From time to time, I would have to sneak into my little sister's room and snatch what was meant for the tooth fairy, or strangle one of the neighborhood cats to pry out the sharp little incisors. Anything to ward off the visions. Anything from a shark tooth necklace to a cavity written, I can't read that word, I don't know how to pronounce it. I also began to notice that Ick would move about my room whenever I left for any length of time, rearranging my stuff and hanging additional curtains. It was even beginning to look more lifelike somehow. In the right light, his teeth would glisten, and he was warm to the touch. As much as he creeped me out, I couldn't work up the courage to just destroy him, knowing perfectly well where that would leave me. So I went on collecting teeth for Ick throughout all of high school and college. The older I got, the more things I would learn to fear, the more teeth Ick would need to keep me safe. I'm 22 years old now, with a decent job, my own apartment, and a set of dentures. It's been almost a month since Ick's last meal, and the horrors are starting to crowd around me once more. I took a detour through a parking garage after work tonight. Found a man fumbling with his car keys. His teeth were stained yellow from a lifetime of cigarettes and coffee. Even still, I had to use a hammer to get out the molars. When I got back to my apartment, he was waiting for me, on the ceiling, in the corner, 2 white eyes and mouth full of razors. How much do you love me? He asks. More than anything, I replied, taking off my coat. More than anything in the world. I stuttered reading that so badly. My goodness. A teeth monster. I don't like it. was like when I was looking for a creepypastas to read, I came across that one and I was like, oh no, I don't like it to teeth. I don't like it to teeth. Oh wait, hang on. What was this one? Oh yikes. Teeth monster, I bet they have great wisdom. They do. They fight other monsters for you, but they demand the teeth. You know? This man ended up with dentures because he gave up his own teeth for Ikbar. Is this like a Beetlejuice situation? I don't want to say the name so often. I feel like he's gonna pop up behind me or some shit. Look out for a sock monster, guys, with teeth. It might be Schlarkin. I'm looking around. I can't read creepypasta. Like I try to avoid I like watching like those videos of like compilations of like urban legends and stuff, like really creepy stuff. Um, but number 4, number 15, Burger King butt lettuce. Hi Masato. All the cues, Raid. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh my god, there was one time I was watching one of those like urban legend videos. I forgot which one it was because this was like a few years ago. Um, but I was watching it with someone, and like it was like the middle of the night too. We were watching this. We had like the hallway light was on and everything, and like the urban legend, it was like something like it was really creepy, and then all of a sudden it goes like a white hand like peered or like reached out or something like that. Something about a white hand like reaching out or something. And then all of a sudden the power goes out in my house. Like the TV shuts off, like all the lights go off. Me and my family member literally just like screamed. This was the middle of the night. We screamed. We were so scared because like we were just watching this shit in the middle of the night, and then it says like a white hand reaches out, and then all the lights go out. So we agreed not to watch those videos anymore in the middle of the night. We learned our lesson. I don't know what happened, but that was impeccable timing, might I say. Yeah, Zero. Like, I don't know, the universe was like, hey, iceberg videos. I don't mind the iceberg videos. It's like I like watching the urban legend ones. I like watching them like from other countries, like Korean ones or Japanese ones. The messed up movies. Oh yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Like yeah, I probably shouldn't say their names, but yeah, like I know which ones. Uh, I think I've watched a few of them out of pure curiosity. Couldn't finish most of them. I think the only one I did finish was the cannibal one. There probably is a bunch of them like that though, so that probably doesn't help narrow it down. Um, I did watch that one, like the found footage one. I did finish watching that one. Although I will say that it took me a while to finish it. Like I like watched some of it and then like I couldn't do it. And then I went back to it years later and I was like, I'm gonna finish it. And then I did. And then I regret it. But yeah. Something about it, you know. Like how do you come up with these ideas? Like urban legends are just like so fascinating to me. Like because there's some urban legends that are like not the same but like very similar, like in like other countries, and you're just kind of like, oh my god, we have something similar, we have the same thing. Like the weeping woman, La Llorona, you know, it's like in a lot of Latin countries, although she has different names. um we all know who the Llorona is. You know, but it's kind of wild that a lot of countries share that urban legend or something similar to that urban legend. So I don't know. I just like watching those. Well, watching those videos. La Wanaba. I don't know that one. Is that still La Llorona or what is that one? Oh, this one's scary. And there's a few creepypastas that I was like, I'm not reading that. I would like to go to bed tonight. But I have 3 left. 3 creepypastas that I found. Yaeko, yay, hello, welcome in. Which one should I read first? I have 3 left that I found. I have one called Psychosis. One is Tiki Toby, and then the other one is called Bedtime. I think I'll read Bedtime last, unless like y'all want it earlier than that. I thought it'd be funny because like bedtime, go to bed. Although bedtime is gonna take a long time to read, I will say. Because it's long. It's long. Because literally, like, even on Creepypasta, it says estimated reading time 57 minutes. What the fuck? I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see. I think Jesus is what I'm saying. Like, I found it's a long time. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know. It's also, I shall read. You read it. You read it for me, Ritzy. It's 57 minutes. It's basically an hour. But before we make a decision on that, let's go and read Psychosis. Let me get the link for you guys. There you go, if you want to read Psychosis along with me. Shut up, Nightbot. Get out of here. Here we go. Psychosis. Sunday. I'm not sure why I'm writing this down on a paper and not on my computer. I guess I've just noticed some odd things. It's not that I don't trust the computer. I just need to organize my thoughts. I need to get down all the details somewhere objective. Somewhere I know that what I write can't be deleted or changed. Not that that's happened. It's just everything blurs together here. The fog of memory lends a strange cast to things. I'm starting to feel cramped in this small apartment. Maybe that's the problem. I just had to go and choose the cheapest apartment, and the only one in the basement. The lack of windows down here makes day and night seem like a slip by seamlessly. I can't read right now. I haven't been out in a few days because I've been working on this programming project so intensively. I suppose I just wanted to get it done. Hours of sitting and staring at a monitor can make anyone feel strange. I know, but I don't think that's it. I'm not sure when I first started to feel like something was odd. I can't even define what it is. Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. That's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online while I program has been idle, or they simply not logged on at all. My instant messages go unanswered. The last email I got from anybody was a friend saying he talked to me when he got back from the store, and that was yesterday. I'd call with my cell phone, but reception's terrible down here. Yeah, that's it. I just need to call someone. I'm gonna go outside. Well, that didn't work out so well. As the tingle of fear fades, I'm feeling a little ridiculous for being scared at all. I looked in the mirror before I went out, but I didn't shave the 2-day stubble I'd grown. I figured I was just going out for a quick cell phone call. I did change my shirt though, because it was lunchtime. I guessed that I'd run into at least one person I knew. That didn't end up happening. I wish it did. When I went out, I opened the door to my small apartment slowly. A small feeling of apprehension had somehow already lodged itself in me. For some undefinable reason, I can't read for shit. I chalked it up to not having spoken to anyone but myself for a day or two. I peered down the dingy gray hallway, made dingier by the fact that it was a basement hallway. On one end, a large metal door led to the building's furnace room. It was locked, of course. 2 dreary soda machines stood by it. I bought a soda from one the first day I moved in, but it had a 2-year-old expiration date. I'm fairly sure nobody knows those machines are even down here, or my cheap landlady just doesn't care to get them restocked. I closed my door softly and walked the other direction, taking care not to make a sound. I have no idea why I chose to do that, but it was fun giving in to the strange impulse not to break the droning hum of the soda machines, at least for the moment. I got to the stairwell and took the stairs up to the building's front door. I looked through the heavy door's small square window and received quite the shock. It was definitely not lunchtime. City gloom hung over the dark street outside. The traffic lights at the intersection in the distance blinked yellow. Dim clouds, purple and black from the glow of the city, hung overhead. Nothing moved, save the few sidewalk trees that shifted in the wind. I remember shivering, though I wasn't cold. Maybe it was the wind outside. I could vaguely hear it through the heavy metal door, and I knew it was that unique kind of late-night wind. The kind that was constant. Can't read that. The kind that was constant, cold and quiet, save for the rhythmic music it made as it passed through countless unseen tree leaves. I decided not to go outside. Instead, I lifted my cell phone to the door's little window and checked the signal meter. The bars filled up the meter, and I smiled. Time to hear someone else's voice, I remember thinking, relieved. It was such a strange thing to be afraid of nothing. I shook my head, laughing at myself silently. I hit speed dial for my best friend, Amy's number, and held the phone to my ear. It rang once, but then it stopped. Nothing happened. I listened to silence for a good 20 seconds, then hung up. I frowned and looked at the signal meter again. Still full. I went to dial her number again, then my phone rang in my hand, startling me. I put it up to my ear. "Hello?" I asked, immediately fighting down a small shock at hearing the first spoken voice in days. Even if it was my own. I had gotten used to the droning hum of the building's inner workings, my computer, and the soda machines in the hallway. There was no response to my greeting at first, but then, finally, a voice came. "Hey," said a clear male voice, obviously of college age like me. "Who's this?" "John," I replied, confused. "Oh, sorry, wrong number," he replied, then hung up. I lowered the phone slowly and leaned against the thick brick wall of the stairwell. That was strange. I looked at my received call list, but the number was unfamiliar. Before I could think on it further, the phone rang loudly, shocking me yet again. This time, I looked at the caller before I answered. It was another unfamiliar number. This time, I held the phone up to my ear but said nothing. I heard nothing but the general background noise of a phone. Then a familiar voice broke my tension. "John?" was the single word in Amy's voice. I breathed a sigh of relief. "Hey, it's you." "Who else would it be?" she responded. "Oh, the number. I'm at a party on 7th Street and my phone died just as you called me. This is someone else's phone, obviously." "Oh, okay," I said. "Where are you?" she asked. My eyes glanced over the drab whitewashed cylinder block walls and the heavy metal door with its small window. "At my building," I sighed. "Just feeling cooped up. I didn't realize it was so late." "You should come here," she said, laughing. "Nah, I don't feel like looking for some strange place by myself in the middle of the night," I said, looking out the window at the silent, windy street that secretly scared me just a tiny bit. "I think I'm just going to keep working or go to bed." "Nonsense," she replied. "I can come get you. Your building is close to 7th Street, right?" "How drunk are you?" I asked lightheartedly. "You know where I live." "Oh, of course," she said abruptly. "I guess I can't get there by walking, huh?" "You could if you wanted to waste half an hour," I told her. "Right," she said. "Okay, have to go. Good luck with your work." I lowered the phone once more, looking at the numbers flash as the call ended. And the droning silence suddenly reasserted itself in my ears. The two strange calls and the eerie street outside just drove home my aloneness in this empty stairwell. Perhaps from having seen too many scary movies, I had the sudden inexplicable idea that something could look in the door's window and see me. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the edge of aloneness, just waiting to creep up on unsuspecting people that strayed too far from other human beings. I knew the fear was irrational, but nobody else was around, so I jumped down the stairs, ran down the hallway into my room, and closed the door as swiftly as I could, while still staying silent. Like I said, I feel a little ridiculous for being scared of nothing, and the fear has already faded. Writing this down helps a lot. It makes me realize that nothing is wrong. It filters out half-formed thoughts and fears and leaves only cold, hard facts. It's late. I got a call from a wrong number, and Amy's phone died, so she called me back from another number. Nothing strange is happening. Still, there's something a little off about the conversation. I know it could have been the alcohol she'd had, or was it even or was it her that seemed off to me? Purple, thank you for becoming a gem. Welcome, welcome. I love that Yoshi emote. Bumps, bumps, bumps. Hello, welcome in. Just reading some creepypastas. Sit back and enjoy if that's your thing. Well, that's a nice number. Rest. What you call it? Still, there was something a little off about that conversation. I know it could have just been the alcohol she'd had, or was it even her that seemed off to me? Or was it? Yes, that was it. I didn't realize it until this moment. I'm gonna try and fall asleep. Keyword try. Well, sweet dreams, Purple, if you do fall asleep. I didn't realize it until this moment, writing these things down. I knew writing things down would help. She said she was at a party, but I only heard silence in the background. Of course, that doesn't mean anything in particular. She could have just gone outside to make a call. No, that couldn't be it either. I didn't hear the wind. I need to see if the wind is still blowing. Monday. I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell and looked out the heavy metal door window. I'm feeling ridiculous. Last night's fear seems hazy and unreasonable to me now. I can't wait to go out into the sunlight. I'm going to check my email, shave, shower, and finally get out of here. Wait. I think I heard something. It was thunder. That whole sunlight and fresh air thing didn't happen. I went out into the stairwell and up the stairs, only to find disappointment. The heavy metal door's little window showed only flowing water. As torrential rain slammed against it, only a very dim, gloomy light filtered through the rain. But at least I knew it was daytime, even if it was a gray, sickly, wet day. I tried looking out the window and waiting for lightning to illuminate the gloom, but the rain was too heavy and I couldn't make out anything more than vague, weird shapes, moving at odd angles, and the waves washing down the window. Disappointed, I turned around, but I didn't want to go back to my room. Instead, I wandered further up the stairs, past the first floor and the second. The stairs ended at the third floor, the highest floor in the building. I looked through the glass that ran up to the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was that warped, thick kind that scatters the light. I'm so sorry, I don't know what I warped. I struggled so hard reading that. Not that there was much to see through the rain to begin with. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors, painted blue a long time ago, were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was the middle of the day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but the rain outside. As I stood there in the dim hallway, oh my god, my voice died for a second there, Jesus. Hang on, let me drink water. I drank water properly this time. I didn't die. I didn't drown. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down. Oh, thank you for this. I'll drink more water. Oh, let me just stretch for a little bit. Oh, my back. My shoulders. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors, painted blue a long time ago, were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was the middle of the day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but the rain outside. As I stood there in the dim hallway, listening to the rain, I had the strange, fleeting impression that the doors were standing like silent granite monoliths, erect by some ancient, forgotten civilization for some unfathomable guardian purpose. Oh my god, I can't. Lightning flashed, and I could have sworn that just for a moment, the old grainy blue wood looked just like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me. But then it occurred to me that the dim gloom and lightning must mean there was a window somewhere in the hallway. A vague memory surfaced, and I suddenly recalled that the third floor had an alcove and an inset window halfway down the floor's hallway. Excited to look out into the rain and possibly see another human being, I quickly walked over to the alcove, finding the large, thin glass window. Rain washed down it as the front door's window, but I could open this one. I reached a hand out to slide it open, but hesitated. I had the strangest feeling that if I opened that window, I would see something absolutely horrifying on the other side. Everything's been so odd lately. So I came up with a plan, and I came back here to get what I needed. I don't seriously think anything will come of it, but I'm bored. It's raining, and I'm going to stir crazy. I came back to get my webcam. The cord isn't long enough to reach the 3rd floor by any means, so instead, I'm going to hide it between the 2 soda machines in the dark end of my basement hallway, run the wire along the wall and under my door, and put the black duct tape over the wire to blend in with the black plastic strip that runs along the base of the hallway walls. I know this is silly, but I don't have anything better to do. Well, nothing happened. I propped open the hallway to stairwell door, steeled myself, then flung the heavy front door wide open and ran like hell down the stairs to my room and slammed the door. I watched the webcam on my computer intently, seeing the hallway outside my door and most of the stairwell. I'm watching it right now, and I don't see anything interesting. I just wish the camera's position was different so that I could see out the front door. Hey, somebody's online. I got out an older, less functional webcam that I had in my closet to video chat with my friend online. I couldn't really explain to him why I wanted to video chat, but it felt really good to see another person's face. He couldn't talk very long, and we didn't talk about anything meaningful, but I felt much better. My strange fear has almost passed. I would feel completely better, but there was something odd about our conversation. I know that I've just said that everything seemed odd, but still, he was very vague in his responses. I can't recall one specific thing that he said. No particular name, no place, no event. But he did ask for my email address to keep in touch. Wait, I just got an email. I'm about to go out. I just got an email from Amy that asked me to meet her for dinner at the place we usually go to. I do love pizza, and I've been eating random food from my poorly stocked fridge for days, so I can't wait. I feel ridiculous about the odd couple days I've been having. I should destroy this journal when I get back. Oh, another email. Oh my god. I hit the mic. Oh my god. I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door. But I read the email first. It was from a friend. I hadn't heard from in a very long time, and it was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he had saved in his address list. It had no subject, and it said simply, "Seen with your own eyes. Don't trust them, they." What? Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them, they. What the hell is that supposed to mean? The words shock me, and I keep going over and over them. Is it a desperate email sent just as something happened? The words are obviously cut off without finishing. On any other day, I would have dismissed this as spam from a computer virus or something, but the words, "Seen with your own eyes." I can't help but read over this journal and think back on the last few days and realize that I have not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to another person face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie. Now that I think about it, was it eerie? Or is the fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I have not been presented with one single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name on the subsequent strange return call from Amy. The friend that asked for my email address. I messaged him first when I saw him online. And then I got my first email a few minutes after the conversation. Oh my god, that phone call with Amy. I said over the phone. I said that I was within half an hour's walk of 7th Street. They know I'm near there. What if they're trying to find me? Where's everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard anyone else in days? No, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end. I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if it got signal through the heavy walls. Finally, in the tiny bathroom, near one ceiling corner, I got a single bar. Holding my phone there, I sent a text message to every phone number in my list. Not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears, I simply sent, "You seen anyone face to face lately?" That is totally a concerning text message that one would send. At that point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was, or if I was embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough, and if I propped my cell phone down even an inch, it lost signal. Then I remembered the computer and rushed over to it, instant messaging everyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer. Nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything by that point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment looking for something that I might have missed, some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded. But what if? What if? I just need to be sure. I taped the phone to the ceiling just in case. Tuesday. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran into the bathroom, stood on the toilet, and flipped open the phone, taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me, and apparently had been trying to contact me since the last time I talked to her. She's coming over now. And yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I'm definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing it down. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I looked like hell too. I looked in the mirror before I came back in here. My eyes are sunken and my stubble is thicker. I just look generally unhealthy. My apartment is trashed, but I'm not going to clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through. These past few days have not been normal. I am not one to imagine things. I know I have been the victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night or the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this now. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that has helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on the background. Television has always been an escape for me, and it reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one who's responded to me after last night's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day that I met her among one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems a different reality from this dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in that playground, much too old to play, just talking with her, and hanging around doing nothing at all. I still feel like I could go back to that moment sometimes. And it reminds me that this damn place is not all that there is. Finally, a knock on the door. I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I hid between the two soda machines. I figured that it was bad positioning, like when I couldn't see out the front door. I should have known. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had a camera between the soda machines, because I was embarrassed myself that I had taken this paranoia so far. After I did that, I saw her image walk over to the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. "Hey," she said to the camera brightly, giving it a wry look. "It's weird, I know," I said into the mic attached to my computer. "I've had a weird few days." "Must have," she replied. "Open the door, John." I hesitated. How could I be sure? "Hey, humor me a second here," I told her through the mic. "Tell me one thing about us. Just prove to me you're you." She gave the camera a weird look. All right," she said, slowly thinking. "We met randomly at a playground when we were both way too old to be there." I sighed deeply as reality returned and fear faded. God, I'd been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memory. I'd never even mentioned it to anyone. Not out of embarrassment, but out of a strange secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. If there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me, as I feared, there was no way they could know about that day. "All right, I'll explain everything," I told her. "Be right there." I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair as best I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand, snickering at my own unbelievable behavior and the mess I'd made of the place. I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food laying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin, and the bed I'd tipped to the side, looking for God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it, but my eyes fell on one last thing. The old webcam. The one I used for that eerily vacant chat with my friend. Its silent, black sphere lay haphazardly tossed to the side. Its lens pointed at the table where this journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if someone could see through that camera, it would have seen what I just wrote about that day. I asked her for one thing about us, and she chose the only thing in the world that I thought they or did not know. But it did. It did know. It could have been watching me the whole time. I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook, and the doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick? Or was Amy not outside? What could have been trying to get in if not her? What the hell is out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speakers through the camera outside. But was it real? How could I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for help. I piled everything in my apartment against the front door. Friday. At least I think it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer to pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access, or worse, altered. I'm a programmer, I know. Every little piece of information I gave out since this started, my name, my email, my location, none of it came back from outside until I gave it out. I've been going over and over what I wrote, I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overpowering disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside, back to the beginning, with the phone call with Amy. She was effectively asking me to open the door and go outside. I keep running through it in my head. One point of view says I've acted like a madman, and all of this is an extreme convergence of probability. Never going outside at the right times by pure luck, never seeing another person by pure chance, getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus at just the right time. The other point of view says that extreme convergence of probability is the reason that whatever's out there hasn't gotten me already. I keep thinking, I never opened the window on the 3rd floor. I never opened the front door until that incredibly stupid stunt with the hidden camera, after which I ran straight to my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything's out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the front door. Maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was that it was elsewhere, getting everyone else, and then it waited until I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy. A call which didn't work, until it called me and asked me my name. Terror literally overwhelms me every time I try to fit the pieces of this nightmare together. That email short, cut off. Was it from someone trying to get out? Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came? Seen with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been so suspicious of. It could have masterful control of all things electronic, practicing its insidious deception to trick me into coming outside. Why can't it get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. The door. The image of those doors in the upper hallway as guardian monoliths flashed back in my mind every time I traced this path of thoughts. There's some phantom entity trying to get me to go outside. Maybe it can't get through those doors. I keep thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation for this. Doors have always been such intense foci of human imagination, always seen as wards or portals of special importance. Or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know that I couldn't bash through any of the doors in this building, let alone the heavy basement ones. Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? If it just wanted to kill me, it could do it any number of ways, including just waiting until I starve to death. What if it doesn't want to kill me? What if it has some far more horrific fate in store for me? God, what can I do to escape this nightmare? A knock on the door. I told people on the other side of the door I need a minute to think and that I'll come out. I'm really just writing this down so I can figure out what to do. At least this time I heard their voices. My paranoia. And yes, I recognize that being paranoid has me thinking in all sorts of ways that their voices could be faked electronically. There could be nothing but speakers outside, simulating human voices. Did it really take them 3 days to come talk to me? Amy is supposedly out there, along with 2 policemen and a psychiatrist. Maybe it took them 3 days to think of what to say to me. The psychiatrist's claim could be pretty convincing if I decided to think this has just been a crazy misunderstanding, not some entity trying to trick me into opening the door. The psychiatrist had an older voice, authoritarian but still caring. I liked it. I'm desperate just to see someone with my own eyes. He said I have something called cyberpsychosis, and I'm just one of a nationwide epidemic of thousands of people having breakdowns triggered by a suggestion email that got through somehow. I swear he said got through somehow. I think he means spread throughout the country inexplicably, but I'm incredibly suspicious that the entity slipped up and revealed something. He said I am a part of a wave of emergent behavior, that a lot of other people are having the same problem with the same fears, even though we never communicated. That nearly explains the strange email about eyes that I got. I didn't get the original triggering email. I got a descendant of it. My friend could have broken down too and tried to warn everyone he knew against his paranoid fears. That's how the problem spreads, the psychiatrist claims. I could have spread it too, with my text and instant messages online to everybody I know. One of those people might be melting down right now after being triggered by something I sent them. Something they might interpret any way that they want. Something like a text saying, "Seen anyone face to face lately?" The psychiatrist told me that he didn't want to lose another one, that people like me are intelligent, and that's our downfall. We draw connections so well that we draw them even when they shouldn't be there. He said it's easy to get caught up in paranoia in our fast-paced world, a constantly changing place, where more and more of our interaction is simulated. I have to give him one thing. It's a great explanation. It neatly explains everything. It perfectly explains everything, in fact. I have every reason to shake off this nightmarish fear that something or consciousness or being out there wants me to open the door so it could capture me for some horrible fate worse than death. It would be foolish, after hearing that explanation, to stay in here until I starve to death just to spite the entity that might have got everyone else. It would be foolish to think that, after hearing that explanation, I might be one of the last people left alive on an empty world, hiding in my secure basement room, spitting some unthinkable, deceptive entity just by refusing to be captured. It's a perfect explanation for every single strange thing I've seen or heard, and I have every reason in the world to let all of my fears go and open the door. That's exactly why I'm not going to. How can I be so sure? How can I know what's real and what's deception? I love you too, Pancake. I also hate Overwatch, which is why I don't play it. I like life too much. Is Overwatch hard right now, Pancake? There, pat. You got this. The next matches will go so well for you. I'm convinced Pancake is a masochist. Probably. How can I be sure? How can I know what's real and what's deception? All of these damn things and their wires and their signals that originate from some unseen origin. They're not real, I can't be sure. Signals through a camera, faked video, deceptive phone calls, emails, even the television lying broken on the floor. How can I possibly know it's real? It's just signals, waves, light, the door. It's bashing on the door. It's trying to get in. What insane mechanical contrivance could it be using to simulate a sound of men attacking the heavy wood so well? At least I'll finally see it with my own eyes. There's nothing left in here for it to deceive me with. I've ripped apart everything else. It can't deceive my eyes, can it? Seen with your own eyes. Don't trust them, Wait. Was that desperate message telling me to trust my eyes? Or warning me about my eyes too? Oh my god. What's the difference between a camera and my eyes? They both turn light into electronic signals. They're the same. I can't be deceived. I have to be sure. I have to be sure. Date unknown. I calmly asked for a paper and a pen, day in and day out, until it finally gave them to me. Not that it matters. What am I going to do? Poke my eyes out? The bandages feel like part of me now. The pain is gone. I figure this will be one of my last chances to write legibly. Yes, without my sight to correct mistakes, my hands will slowly forget the motions involved. This is a sort of self-indulgence, this writing. It's a relic of another time, because I'm certain everyone left in the world is dead, or something far worse. I sit against the padded wall day in and day out. The entity brings me food and water. It masks itself as a kind nurse, as an unsympathetic doctor. I think it knows that my hearing has sharpened considerably now that I live in darkness. It fakes conversations in the hallways, on the off chance that I might overhear. One of the nurses talks about having a baby soon. One of the doctors lost his wife in a car accident. None of it matters. None of it is real. None of it gets to me. Not like she does. That's the worst part. The part I almost can't handle. The thing comes to me, masquerading as Amy. Its recreation is perfect. It sounds exactly like Amy. Feels exactly like her. It even produces an unreasonable... what kind of word? Simile of tears, that it makes me feel like its lifelike cheeks. It feels like it's on its lifelike cheeks. When it first dragged me here, it told me all the things I wanted to hear. It told me that she loved me, that she had always loved me, that it didn't understand why I did this, that we could still have a life together, if only I would stop insisting that I was being deceived. It wanted me to believe. No. It needed me to believe that she was real. I almost fell for it. I really did. I doubted myself for the longest time. In the end, though, it was all too perfect, too flawless, and too real. The false Amy used to come every day, and then every week, and finally stopped coming altogether. But I don't think the entity will give up. I think the waiting game is just another one of its gambits. I'll resist it for the rest of my life if I have to. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world, but I know that this thing needs me to fall for its deceptions. If it needs that, then maybe, just maybe, I am a thorn on its agenda. Maybe Amy is still alive out there somewhere, kept alive only by my will to resist the deceiver. I hold on to that hope, rocking back and forth in my cell to pass the time. I'll never give in. I will never break. I am a hero. The doctor read the paper the patient had scribbled on. It was barely readable, written in the shaky script of one who could not see. He wanted to smile at the man's steadfast resolve, a reminder of the human will to survive. But he knew that the patient was completely delusional. After all, a sane man would have fallen for the deception long ago. The doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement to the delusional man. He wanted to scream, but the nerve filaments wrapped around his head and into his eyes made him do otherwise. His body walked into the cell like a puppet and told the patient once more that he was wrong and that there was nobody trying to deceive him. That shit's wild. Oh my god, how long did that one take to read? It lied to me. It said, oh yeah, it'll take you like, what is it, 20 minutes? I don't think it was 20 minutes. I'm not real. You're not, Zero. None of us are. You'd think you'd be deceived by now. You'd fall into the deception, but I guess not. Come, Zero. Fall into the deception. I believe in you. Come forth. Allow yourself to be deceived, Zero. You're fine here. When you say it like that. E? I think that one's a good place to stop for today. I'll give in? Nice. That's what I like to hear. Got another one. Alright. I think that's where I'll end today's stream. Creepypasta reading stream. Oh, thank you for the self-care. I quite enjoyed that. It's like, I like trying new things. And I like this little, make sure to refill your oxygen. I am breathing just fine. I swear I'm not drowning. One more. One more, Wolfie. I don't know. The other two that I have are really long. And yeah, the other two that I have are really long. For another time. Yeah, like if you guys want me to do streams like this in the future, let me know. I like doing these little like creepypasta readings. I'd be down to do it again. But yeah, that's only if you guys are interested in it as well. But I'll probably do more in the future. And I will definitely be uploading more ASMR videos on my YouTube channel. I'm just getting all the editing and stuff down for these two because I wanted art associated with them. Otherwise I would have just been using other arts or like my model for thumbnails, but I thought that these two were way too unique for that, so I have art. Also, I don't have any yandere art, so I kind of wanted that as well for the yandere one. So yeah, I enjoy it. I'm glad to hear it. I will definitely be doing more of these in the future. That being said, let's find someone to raid. I'm not sure if you guys want to continue ASMR or if you guys want something loud or like comfy-ish vibes. Let me see someone. I'll keep the quiet vibes going, like somewhat comfy. So I'm not, if someone is like asleep or on the verge of asleep, they're not bombarded with like loud noises. I'll raid into this person. They're doing some art. If I can, ooh, hang on. the scuff, man. The scuff is real. Alright, hang on. Oh, thank you, Zero. I'm just making sure I have the name right. They're an artist whose streams that I lurk in. Ritzy bit me to it. I mean, he is a mod, so I'm not surprised. So this is gonna be an art streamer. They do models and stuff. I think they also do rigs. I don't think they're just a model artist. I believe they also do rigs, and they've done their own model. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your time over there, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Again, this was a stream to fulfill a goal from either birthday or anniversary from last year. So y'all thought I forgot about it? Hell no. Later on this week we will oh wait, no, never mind. Later on this week we will be doing Ace Attorney, most likely on Friday. But yeah, I have to like coordinate that with Leek because Leek helps me voice characters in that. So yeah, do expect some Ace Attorney. I will not be streaming tomorrow, but yeah, I will see you guys on Thursday, if not definitely on Friday, for some Ace Attorney. Thank you for streaming, Oppa. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending time with me, you guys, and thank you for your suggestions on Creepypastas. I will see you guys later this week. Bye-bye. Have good sleep, everyone.